Guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to be going over a pretty entertaining article that once again shows just how absolutely delusional some women can be. Or, given how we have seen things go, many women can be. I'm not going to say all, but I'm going to say many. And the title of the article is 12 Reasons You're Single Even Though You're a Catch. And this article is written by a woman trying to convince other women the reason that you're single and don't have a guy, but probably want a guy, it's not your fault. No. It's not your fault. It's all these other reasons that's going on. That's why you're single. And we know darn well, given all the articles I've done, the videos I've done, how a lot of members of the you-know-what movement pretty much make it out, hey, we don't need a man and blah, 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 blah. But the reality is even though a lot of women can definitely get sucked into that whole mindset that those of the you-know-what group try to sell, to be honest, most women, at the end of the day, eventually they want to settle in terms of have a guy, so they can at the very least be the bride once, okay? They can be the bride, get all the attention, blah, 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 everything associated with that, Get married to do it once, also have that status, because I've rarely met any women that weren't, members of the you-know-what group that didn't want to be an old maid. They didn't want to be a spinster. They didn't want to be alone, okay? And so they wanted that status. And so, but nowadays, thanks to, again, social media and dating apps, that has gotten women to be so picky that they feel entitled to the top percentage of guys when mathematically it's impossible to have all women get the top percentage of guys. And guess what? Even if they could, number one, numbers-wise, it's impossible, but also they're not going to be able to attract those guys because they won't meet their standards. The problem is all the dating apps and social media of guys, thirsty beta male, blue pill guys, give them all the attention. They think they're 10s. Doesn't work that way. So you have articles like this popping up, written by women probably just like that, that's alone, convincing them, hey, it's not you, it's other things, which is all bullshit. Completely delusional. And now a woman like this later on in time is going to then write something basically outright blaming guys for them being single. So you're going to see this, and I guarantee you, as I go through this article, guys, you're going to see more that she's probably writing this to convince herself rather than help others. So again, the title of the article is 12 Reasons You're Single Even Though You're a Catch. Starts off saying, you're awesome, but you're single. What are you doing wrong? Absolutely nothing. Here are 12 reasons you're single even though you're a catch. Number 1, you don't believe in settling. You know what type of people settle? The ones who think they're running out of time to find something real, and those who think true love isn't in the cards for them. However, that's not the case for you. You know he's out there, and you're not settling for anything less. Okay. Yes, somebody shouldn't settle for somebody they're not going to click with. Or we can all have deal breakers, for someone we might date or get in a relationship and all that. Because I know, contrary to what all you may think right now, plenty of guys follow me that date and in relationships and all that. So I'm talking to you guys. You guys all have deal breakers. For me, I won't even talk to pretty much a woman that smokes. I find it disgusting. Not a fucking chance, okay? Or I'm not going to give the time of day to a woman that's obese or even overweight. Complete turnoff. I like fit women. That's what I'm attracted to. I also will not date or get involved with anybody that talks about, well, I don't get involved with anybody now, but date someone that rambles on about politics all the time. I can't stand them. And someone may say, hey, well, you talk about politics on this channel, or what you talk about is related to that. Yeah, for this channel. But when I'm outside of this channel and filming videos, I don't talk about this stuff. I want to talk about easygoing, fun things. Or I like short women. That's just me. So I'm really not interested in someone that's under 5'6". But if I meet a hot girl that clicks in the other ways, if she's 5'7", I'm not going to kick her to the curb. But a lot of these women would. Okay? And by the way, so that's how picky the whole settling thing is nonsense. And so you have all these women that are older, alone, unhappy, because they have women like this telling them don't settle. Okay? You can settle for little minor things, but in this day and age, they don't. And also in regards to the true love thing, I have news for you. It ain't real. Infatuation's real. Lust is real. True love, no, it doesn't happen. Maybe for your dog or your cat, you can have true love for them. Number 2, you're waiting to meet someone worthy of your awesomeness. Well, she's got an ego. You're amazing, so why would you even bother with someone who isn't equal to you in that? I mean, seriously, it'll be totally worth the wait. Well, how long do you want to wait? I know women that are in their 40s have been waiting for 20 years to find someone that will match them in their awesomeness, so to speak. And guess what? They're not happy. And why? Because their ego's been built up so much over 2 decades of thirsty guys chasing after them, dating apps, social media, giving them all the validation. And now they're complaining and crying and all that. It's the truth. And I'm sure plenty of you guys know women just like that. And who are they blaming now? Take a wild guess. Number 4, because this skips over number 3. Number 3 is an advertisement. Number 4, you don't need a man to validate your existence. Really? Am I supposed to believe, based on everything I've experienced, read about, heard about, learned, talked about, that women don't like validation? Come on here. They're addicted to validation. You might think it'd be nice to have a partner in crime sometimes, but you certainly don't spend all your time pining after a guy. And you don't feel bad about it either. Instead, you live your life and don't let it revolve around finding someone. I'm all for living your life and enjoying yourself and pursuing your interests, your goals and all that, and obviously not pining around somebody all the time. But if you expect someone to believe that that's the reason why that you don't need someone there to validate your existence, come on here. Women love validation. They want a guy. They want the attention. So come on here. I'd like to know what this woman who wrote this article looks like. I'd like to know how old she is. Yes, I could look it up, but I'm busy and I don't have the time for that. Maybe you guys can look it up and let me know. I believe she's writing this article to herself. Number 5, you're too busy living your life. You have trips to take, people to meet, projects to tackle, and you have a goal to go to 30 countries before you're 30. Your schedule is pretty damn packed. Yeah, again, she's saying, hey, you're so busy, so you just don't have time to find that right guy. That's okay. It's not your fault that you're single because you had to do all these things. And she left out riding the carousel, which you all know is a big one in the 20s and teens. Number 6, you're focused on your career. It may sound like some sort of cop-out or cliche, but this is 2015. Obviously, the article's old. What woman isn't focused on her career to some degree? You love what you do, and you're good at it. That's worth being proud of for sure. So we'll blame the work and the career for the fact that you're single and alone. It's not because of you. It's not because of perhaps the fact that you're not taking care of yourself or if the woman's a pain in the ass. It's the career. Blame the career. And don't get me wrong, if you have a career, obviously you got to work hard at it and so forth. But there's a reason why, again, the trend has been women dedicate all their time and effort in their careers. Say, hey, I'm a catch. I can get that great guy and all that in my 30s. Women get to their 30s and all of a sudden those same guys they want, guess what? Either they have gained knowledge about how things really are in this day and age compared to about relationships and marriage, and they don't want that, or the guys that would, they are dating the 20-somethings. So, but again, blame the career, not you. Number 7. You've got great friends to distract you from romance. Once you get a boyfriend, the time you spend with your friends is immediately cut in half. Boyfriends are great and all, but friends are a whole other level of great. Well, I've seen a lot of women where they have their circle of friends, but usually in that circle of friends, there's a couple frenemies, and there's drama. And you split the group up, and the one group's talking about the other, and the other group is talking about the other. Talking shit, I might add. And a lot of these other single women may not be happy that they're single, so they're going to screw up your options. You getting something good. And if you don't think that's true, guess what? Talk to some women. If some women are honest, they'll admit that a lot of women, their so-called friends, will try to screw things up. So what's better? Spend time with those types that try to sabotage you, or if the woman actually who wants this finds a decent guy, because guess what? As we all know, guys, there are plenty of us out there that are good guys, at least the guys that haven't been screwed over and have learned their lesson, that would date a great girl. But again, she's saying stay with your friends. Probably because this chick has no options. Doing all these things to convince women, again, it's not your fault that you can't attract the guy. It's all these other things. Number 8, guys aren't as into commitment as they once were. We live in a culture where hooking up seems to be precedence over serious relationships. While hooking up is fun and one-night stands are a blast, it's hard to find commitment in a sea of men who just aren't into it. In this particular case, your singleness is totally out of your control. Bullshit. Now, okay, I'm going to backtrack here. It is true that as time has gone on, and this is 2015, and we're now in 2020, more and more guys are waking up to how things are going. So yes, they're now into just hooking up and casually dating and not getting into anything serious. That's what I do, and I encourage a lot of you guys to do that. It saves you a whole lot of drama of the relationships. And we all know true love is a bunch of horse shit sold by movies and TV. But here she's trying to say that all guys are like that. That's not true. By and large, still the absolute majority of guys out there, if they can meet a girl that they see as a catch, they find her pretty face, good body, fun to be with, minimal drama, and I would say minimal, they'll commit. Really, they will, okay? And so, but the numbers are definitely changed, especially as guys are waking up and different channels and different books coming out talking about real female nature and making guys aware how things are in this day and age with marriages and relationships. But still, there's plenty of guys out there. So to say that all guys are basically just into hookups and things like that, and that, she has no chance, that's bullshit. Number 9, this is a funny one. Your confidence is really intimidating. Give me a break. It's true. Even the cockiest of men will second guess themselves before even daring to approach a woman of your caliber. Well, somebody thinks very highly of themselves. Yeah, a lot of guys, well, actually, most guys, first of all, they're not alpha. They don't have a whole lot of confidence. So if they see a very good-looking woman out somewhere, the odds are, even if they want to talk to her, they're not going to approach her because they're going to be intimidated by her looks and their body, and they're going to think that that she must be an asshole because she's so hot. And there is a lot of truth to that, but it's not always the case. And so, yes, that could definitely make some guys avoid approaching someone like that. But generally, for guys to be like that, to actually avoid, because, and I wouldn't say her confidence, I would say her looks, that would have to be women that are usually 9s and 10s. But below that, no. And as for just her confidence, no, that's bullshit. Number 10, you need to focus on you first. Before you can share your life with someone else, you first need to know who you are, what you want, and in what direction your life is headed. It's not fair to offer only half of yourself to someone when you're still not completely whole. Well, I kind of agree with that. You got to figure out who you are, what you want in life. Otherwise, that's just going to screw everything else up otherwise. But still, to blame that for the fact that you're alone, but deep down you want to be alone, it's nonsense. It's delusional. Number 11, you don't really have time to meet people. You didn't even have time to eat lunch today, let alone set up an online dating profile. In fact, you're not even sure you have time to swipe once more or twice on Tinder. I've found that is the biggest excuse ever women have when they want to do, but they, for whatever reason, feel like it's hopeless, or that there aren't good enough guys. They just say, I just don't have time to meet them. Until they meet some guy they like, and all of a sudden that their so-called busyness goes right out the door. So that's bullshit. Number 12, you're too in love with single life. When your life is perfect already, it's hard to want to bring someone else into the mix. While you may want a boyfriend, there's the fact that having one will change the life you've made for yourself. There's nothing wrong with change, but it also is something you need to do on your own time. There are women out there that definitely enjoy being single, but I've found the ones that do enjoy being single are the ones that have been married a couple times and saw that it doesn't work. The whole fairy tale is a bunch of crap, and now they're enjoying being single and being free to come and go as they please and date other dudes. And those are women typically 40 plus, okay? I'm not saying all, but that's what I've noticed, okay? But the women that are in their teens, 20s, and 30s, they want to have a dude, one form or another, okay? Whether it's just different dudes to ride the carousel on, or a serious guy leading up to, because they all want to get married, or at least most of them do at some point. But to say that the woman's too in love with single life, no. And the ones that say they are, generally they're full of shit. That's what I've observed. That's been my experience. So guys, there you go. That's yet another story, another thing that shows us how delusional women can be, have these different ideas of why they're single. You know, again, it's not my fault. It's all these other things. It's not something I'm doing. It's not my looks that are off. It's not my attitude. It's, you know, it's all these other external factors. That's why I'm single. It's bullshit. Okay, come on. And again, like I said, reading that, which gave me a laugh when I read it, because somebody sent this over to me the other day. I believe the one writing this is simply writing it for herself to make herself feel better, the fact where she is in life, and probably alone with her cat. So, all right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below what you think about this. Let me know, you know, your experiences in hearing some of this about this delusional nonsense. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.